Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Heroes of Might and Magic 3 Horn of the Abyss. It's the Forged in Fire campaign. We're here on Mission 3, Dead or Alive, and it's time to suss out what's happening down in Downhaven. We've of course got this island that Dargem's on, although he's not really explored his island much. Like, there's still creatures and quest gates and predatory plants, you know, can't forget those. So let's examine the area, shall we? First we have this, well, that's just an automatic victory. Yeah, I guess we'll take it. Maybe it'd be better to have Boyd do some of these fights, I guess. There's just a casual 200 pirates for hire. That could be interesting. Let's continue to explore. Obviously we got the garrison that we saw earlier. Henrietta's going to get into the boat because we want her to take advantage of this mercenary camp. So we're going to do just that. It's time for you to visit that watering hole. Just converting a few boat ghost dragons, don't mind me. Meanwhile, Tancred's like already here. Rathmont's going to be a bit slow, so how about we get him to be in position to recruit a few additional sandworms this week. He's a bit of a mover, is Tancred, with his expert logistics, you know. That's pretty special. Something that Rathmont would, you know, dream to have, considering his duties of, you know, actually having to do all this stuff. We might as well start knocking out some of these people too while they're here, just because, you know, it's free skeletons. You know, just got a skeleton from that woman. Just got a skeleton from that elf. So, all good. We'll kill this person next as well. Tancred could stay there. Ziff, yeah, you're all good as well. What a turn that was. We claimed a frigate. It's Month of the Ant. What does this require? Only Dargem pass. Yeah, so at some point he must be allowed out, but, you know, who knows what the actual requirement of this quest guard is. So we're just going to continue to sort of scout along the road. This doesn't appear to be traversable, this like jungle area. There's zounds of crusaders here. Again, it feels a bit wasteful attacking them on Frederick, but I'd like to explore the area, so we'll do so. I don't want to lose any units though, so we're just going to have a full weight turn here. I forgot to turn the volume down a little bit, so I'm going to have a more full audio experience this particular video. I'm like, ah yes, the sounds. I can hear them. They are loud in my ears. All is well in my world though. There we go. Not a problem. The zounds of crusaders are no match for the power of gun. So let's just continue having Henrietta move. Alright, next hero. Oh, time for Todd to do his trademark gathering of the resources. There are many resources that need gathering. We shall gather them. And we shall also slay these wights. And head back to town. Okay, Boyd, you can take out this dude. Oh, he's actually fled. Well, we still get 10 of his skeletons. While Boyd's camping here, we might as well claim the resources that are on offer. Seems reasonable to me. Sandworms. More sandworms. Let's go upgrade them to Orgoi Korkoi. Pirates. We can get 10 of these pirates. We'll upgrade them to gunslingers. And of course the customary Celestine Orbit. Which is, I guess, quite on theme for her, because, you know, she's celestial, right? An orbital thing would be very fitting for her name. So the Fountain of Youth gives us a bit of additional movement speed. Here we've got a sign that says, Isle of the Trolls. Well, watch out. You're not allowed that sort of behaviour anymore on YouTube. Let's carry on. Henrietta's moving. And landing in a single turn. Feels good. Let's have that warehouse of crystal. And we'll head up to Colbrain. Alright, we'll grab these skeletons. I'm probably just going to leave everything here, to be honest, and just continue on our merry way. Because, you know, we've got dragons to get converted into dead people and all the other sort of usual excitement that we come to expect from that half of the map, so should be good. Let's continue onwards. Ziff can go gather those gunslingers. The warehouse of gems. Might as well grab the sawmill. Alright, Tancred. Up to Orgoy Korgoy, thank you very much. And then we'll head over to town. We'll take the ghost dragons, the Orgoy Korgoy, and the skeletons. And then we'll head up to this, stables. That'll do nicely. So here we've got a quest card for a Stoic Watchman. Okay. We have Zounds of Sorceresses guarding a box of destiny. That may be relevant, that box. I'm curious. It may well mean that I just need to come from the left to, like, it's requiring me to go through these things. Got a legion of centaur captains guarding that shipyard, but that's all they're doing, so not particularly fussed about them. So, let's get Henrietta to grab the mercenary camp, the gold, the gems, more gold, even this treasure chest. We might even get her to grab that frigate full of pirates, eh? Those might be quite useful, flayed into skeletons. Or, you know, if we're really excited, we can upgrade them into into gunslingers. That would be expensive. Quite expensive indeed. But, you know, possible. I suppose I should be doing the warehouses of sulfur and stuff as well, shouldn't I? If money's a concern. I'll head over to the halflings. So let's upgrade these pirates. Excellent. Boyd's doing a good job just sort of sitting there, being intimidating. We might as well grab their gold mine just to, you know, spite them. Alright, Tancred. Let's start reinforcing. It's probably going to be fastest to reinforce through the Cyan two-way portal. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, this is actually the second time I'm recording this particular episode, because last time I did it was like, I think it was yesterday, and I was just so tired after work that I like fell asleep mid-recording, which is quite embarrassing actually, but I must have been exhausted. It was a ridiculous day, I might add, but that's a lot of pirates. But you know, I felt a re-record would just be appropriate because, to be honest, I've basically caught up to roughly the same position as I was in already. Like, after a 25-minute video, I was basically in the same spot as I am now. I'm like, okay, let's do this slightly better, shall we? So that all being the case, you know, we're going to still show you what happened, of course. Anyway, I suppose there's a prospector here we can visit in the meantime. Eris could use some killing. Oh, he flees! Well, you know, still good at skeletons. You can park there. Tancred, on the march. Let's grab the halflings, and back to Burton. Such an important little town in this little story, eh? I mean, it's emerged from literally nothing. Like it just had some old ogre hovels. So, there we go. It might be time to start just saying, you know what, we don't need the Stormbirds anymore. Yeah, let's say goodbye to the Stormbirds. Mind you, Stormbirds are probably better than the nymphs. We'll dismiss the nymphs. It's a desert town anyway. Why are we having watered women in a desert town? Like, that makes no sense. So We didn't think about reinforcement, but for now we'll just have Celestine return back to her position. Excellent. So let's examine what's happening over here with this garrison, eh? So we'll start off with just doing a little bit of shenanigans. Like we'll add the additional Orgoi Korkoi. It's pretty nice. We'll get the enchanters. In fact, we might as well keep those on for now. So we'll do this for now. We'll then attack the garrison. An easy clear. Excellent. So now we have the quest guard. So we need 100 crystal and 100 gems to get through to this quest guard. Quite expensive. Fortunately, we have Todd, who's able to get into this trading post quite easily. So let's just dump a bunch of mercury. That's sufficient. Excellent. Now let's examine this quest guard. But actually what we should do first is save the quest guard of glory. Because I don't want to unleash Dargem onto the world if it's at all avoidable, right? Like if this goes poorly and I just run, you know. Let's examine the fight. It's not a good sign, but let's examine how the fight went. Apparently we killed some of the nymphs, or some of the oceanids, and some of the enchanters. So we have a large number of the sea dogs in attendance. A large number of the, it's like a good 1,000 sea dogs, a good 500 sorceresses, a good 700 acids. So these halfling grenadiers are just dead. Some enchanters as well, just to make things difficult. So what happens if we try to cast Forgetfulness? That spell will affect no one. Yeah, he's holding some kind of artifact which makes him immune to this sort of nonsense, like same for Hypnotize. I suspect he's holding that new artifact they added in the last update, which was like it's like the little mini Cthulhu thing. I think they call it the Sleepkeeper or something. Like, yeah, it's just immunity to mind spells. So I think he's got that on. So, no Hypnotize, no Forgetfulness, which makes this fight actually rather challenging. And to be honest, I probably need to go do some strategizing on how to actually beat this guy, because, you know, let's look at the primary stats. We've got 17 attack, 15 defense, 9 power, 14 knowledge. Now I'm bringing a lot more spell points to the table, but my power's been reduced by his interference skill, and my attack and defense skill are not comparable to his. So, and of course without the ability to silence these ranged units, things can get tricky. Nonetheless, let's start off with a spell, because that will of course be conducive to a pleasurable combat experience. So how about we start with a mass slow. It is a traditional option. We get stone skin from the enchanters. Now of course we've got the golden bow, so we're shooting for full damage, but even then we're only chipping away at the actual enemy here. So what's the most dangerous stack? We certainly can kill off their enchanters before they get a cast off, which is interesting. So maybe we'll start with that. But even then, enchanters are actually fairly tough, so... And we don't want to waste the gunslinger shot on them. But... maybe the halflings can finish these off. Nope. So we get the air shield. He then just casts haste. Okay, the gunslingers finish this off. A melee attack just kills 50 gunslingers. A lot of gunslingers are perishing on this day. That haste was quite unfortunate, because there's only 2 enchanters that survived, which is quite rough. But, yes. Now, the air shield, of course, is quite potent. Let's try a breath attack here. It will do some damage. And then the engineers are immediately killed for their gumption. Well, let's eat them and attack, shall we? No, we don't eat them. Enchanters continue to take damage. Weakness is a spell. There go my enchanters. And morale, just to be safe. It wasn't what I was expecting out of the Sea Dogs, frankly, for them to just go full, you know, man mode and just run us down. But it is what they did. I suspect if I actually had successfully killed off this stack, they then wouldn't have done that. But let's have a little bit more of a play. I fully expect I need to come back with more troops. I'm just saying that outright now, but you know, we'll see. So I guess we'll reapply the slow. Try to bravely run away. Not that that's really a strategy that makes any sense. It's a tough battle, this one. But that air shield is doing so much. Like, let's not forget that I've got Golden Bow. And this is attacking a 450 Halfling Grenadiers, which are pretty decent units, all things considered. And they just did nothing to this. Well, let's look at the damage. 300 damage. From, you know, this many guys. It's like, and we're ignoring 20% of his defense skill as well, for that matter. So, like, this is ridiculous. We can try to whack with these women, I guess, but yeah, they just don't care at all. You can see just like the 2 to 4 kills, and these guys don't have that much health, you know, and I'm dealing, you know, a decent amount of damage per shot. So this is obviously a failed attempt. Let's just don't do that. So we'll go for the mass slow. I think that does actually make some sense. Because it means we might be able to burst down these enchanters, but we're going to have to use the gunslingers to do it, and have everyone else shoot alternative targets. Let's have the Sea Dogs be shot for now. So yeah, like, before the air shield, we actually do meaningful damage. Not so much afterwards. 14?! 14?! Well then. It's nice the wall's down. So, the Sea Dogs killed 71 gunslingers from the preemptive shot. But, sorry, we killed 140 from the preemptive shot. But yes, they killed 71 gunslingers and 14 were killed by accurate shots. It's like, my goodness. So this wall is now damaged. I don't know if that means we can gain entry yet, though. I don't think so. Thing is, they'll probably try to bunker because they've got the actual ranged advantage here. So that first turn wasn't so bad. Like, obviously we lost a ton of gunslingers, but you know, not so bad. We could earthquake things a bit. Could clone the gunslingers to try and get some shots in. Is it worth trying to dispel? Not that we have dispel. That sucks. So we can't even remove it. The air shield. Yeah, so it's a 50% damage reduction, but this guy is like a ridiculously high level, so his air shield's scaling, because he's an air shield specialist. It's just out of this world. Like, our ranged attacks are just doing nothing. Actually, this might be a case of not necessarily being immune to hypnotize, but just the stacks are too healthy. That's probably a fair point, to be honest. Alright, well, let's see. Could make someone happy. Could magic mirror him. If I was to clone, it'd be cloning gunslingers to then do a pathetic shot, right? So we'll wait on this. Yes, I'm killing 10 at a time. It's just nothing. Yeah, so I'll be killing 25 or 55. I guess it's still worth it to clone. Oh, then he does a mass cure. Oh, the preemptive shot gets work done. Dead. There goes the clone. Means I didn't have to eat the preemptive shot, I suppose. Bless! Just to be safe. How about we earthquake him? Still can't get in, but it's progressed the fight. Oh, there go the enchanters. Just shows how little progress we're making. So, I think it's pretty clear from this fight. I mean, Frederick has just interrupted me to say, oh, by the way, we're losing. Did you notice? I'm like, this isn't auto combat. I'm the one playing here, Frederick. Shut up. But he's not wrong. Like, you know, we are pathetic here. Nothing is working. Like, the arrow towers aren't doing that much damage, but just... He just casts Cure because he's got nothing else to cast, it seems, but... What's the debuff on you? Weakness, okay. Alright, we've taken a tower and we can now get in. What little good it'll do us, but... So, an interesting little exercise. Now, it's a good question that maybe Boyd's the one to do this fight, because he can just animate dead over and over, right? Which could be useful. He's also allowed to retreat afterwards, so he can literally do bombing runs. So let's accept that we're not quite powerful enough to do the Quest Guard of Glory, and consider our options. So one is certainly Boyd. I mean, they're going to just shoot, but we can earthquake the walls down. His stats are just so much stronger, especially if we hit up the magic spring, which we will. So let's make that happen. We'll get Boyd into the fight. He's much stronger, and I mean, it's a little bit fitting in a way to have Boyd be the one to challenge Dargem, because, you know, he is that man, right? The vengeful undead gunslinger. So Frederick's going to have to be benched for a little bit. We'll figure out something for these two to do. Probably need to bring a boat back to them. We'll grab the dragon and do that business at least. It's certainly an interesting little preview of that battle. It's not going to be easy. Now, the one thing I like about the idea of using Boyd instead of trying to use Frederick or Henrietta and the Golden Bow is that at least we're not then playing into Dargem's specialty, where, you know, we're just literally feeding him free units because of how strong his air shield is. So, to me, that makes sense to rely more on melee combat and flying units to get in there. So, that's the current thinking. Frederick does need to learn precision from that shrine, rather. So we do need to get on that. There is the Orb of Vulnerability. But that doesn't seem to obviously do much when the other person's holding an immunity artifact. So, that's a thing. The spell power chest will also help too. Either way, we'll have Boyd come over and handle this fight. Question is, do I want to keep the pirates or just throw them into the skeleton transformer and like do one more round of skeleton rowing and then like call it a day? Well, let's at least get Henrietta into the boat. That at least is productive. It's going to do something meaningful. And we'll get Frederick into a boat as well. We also could just have Boyd farm the remaining fights here, right? Like the obsidian gargoyles, the centaur captains. Like that's easily another couple hundred skeletons there. And I'm curious about this box. Of course, we need the Statue of Legion to open said box. And of course, there are all the reinforcements here in Burton, of which there are some. You know, might as well recruit them, but it's like, you know, is an extra 50 gunslingers going to completely swing that battle? No, we need like hundreds more if it was going to be off gunslingers. So let's try the undead angle. You know, a little bit of death. We all saw Puss in Boots too, you know, Death was a cute character in that. Cute's probably not the right word, but a fun character. So, it does mean purple's going to be a little bit unleashed upon the map again. Not ideal, but such is life, such is death. Onwards to the watering place. We must amass the resources. We must murder the dragon in the whites. And get it upgraded. Especially now that we're going to actually be using them. Because we do have an extra 17 dragons that are being ferried out to Boyd. Not that he's going to be here per se, but I suppose we can always have the boat land around this area, but if nothing else, being here will keep purple in his hole. I think this is as good as we're going to get in terms of knowledge. So this gets us to a nice and respectable 180 spell points. That is reasonable. So, Frederick, you need to learn precision. Still, we have seen the face of our enemy, and that's important. It's good information. We need to know what we are facing in order to defeat him. So that's a thing. That nest may have valuable skeletons in it as well. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of skeletons here. We're going to do one more big round of skeleton transformation. That'll be good, it'll be tender. There's 16 Walking Dead in here, which can also be upgraded. Pirates, not so interested. Let's get some more resources though. Now Tancred needs to catch up. So let's just faff around for a short time. It's Week of the Raven. Feels good. I think we'll wrap it up shortly. We've had good progress so far. We've examined our enemy. We've claimed all the additional pirates, which are going to be, of course, immediately thrown into a skeleton transformer. That's going to feel great. Maybe not so great, but, you know, it's going to be a thing. 50 wood elves, those could also be thrown into a meat grinder. The nymphs as well. Actually, you know what? I made a mistake here. I paid full price. I could have got them discounted. Laziness pays off right now, I suppose, but, you know. It's not the smartest move I've ever made. You know what? Let's actually just fix that now. It's easy enough to fix. It's actually... Well, I was in the right folder. And here we go. No, it wasn't the right save. Well, I shall try to solve this problem. That was from my sleepy time, I think. There we are. See how more efficient I've been already. Excellent. Problem solved. Let's continue to sail. Of course it's 121. We literally... Oh, I suppose I've already bought them here, haven't I? Mistakes! We want to load this save. There we go. Sorry about that momentary confusion. We'll quickly catch up to it. So we want to hire unupgraded pirates, because they're going to be much cheaper. Alright. Upgraded that. Let's grab the sulfur. Get into position to meet up with Tancred. There we go. Because I'm just thinking it could be a longer term mistake if I don't, like, save the money now, right? So we'll buy, instead of paying $3.75 per pirate, we'll pay $2.25 and save thousands. It also combines into one neat stack. So, yeah, we'll buy our unupgraded troops. It's going to be much neater. Means we can also grab the wood elves along the way. And the nymphs here can also be brought along. We're going to have quite the horde of skeletons. And hopefully what I can do is I can just continue to apply more and more buffs to these skeletons during the battle. That will just make it a ridiculous fight for Dargem to deal with. Alright, Ziff. Good work on the sulfur. Alright, Tancred. Hand over your dragons. Maybe not the Orgoy Korkoi. I suppose we might as well for now. Seems legit. Now you can bravely run away. No one's really in range because they're all scared of Boyd anyway. Mind you, even then, you probably could still win the fight based off the magic arrows and stuff, so because you've got speed priority. Alright, Boyd. We're off to buy a boat and sail for the death of your nemesis. That'll be fun. We could always have Frederick temporarily take over the duties of policing this area. The rally flag added no additional movement. The detour was not worth it. Alright, well, we're going to do this round of collecting troops. A little bit late on Celestine, actually, but... And then we'll call it a video. I do thank you for watching. Hope you've had a good time. We're going to continue playing this excellent game next time. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, right here at KonfluxGames.